Hey everyone, welcome to Market Stalkers. I'm Dee, and today I'm going to teach you how to control your day trading losses in a more efficient way. It sounds pretty easy, right? All you need to do is just stop trading on the day when things start to get out of control. So we're going to talk about the psychology of trading. I know, boring, right? But it's necessary because that is what's going to save you on the days when things are really not going your way. So here's the big secret. Losses themselves are simply a continuation from a whole bunch of stuff that happens up in your head before you lose control and go on a tilt. Before that happens. And until you learn to understand this process, you're going to continue to struggle as a day trader. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know that I trade using real professional strategies based on various parts and concepts of order flow and statistical ranges. I also teach people how to use these properly without any kind of sugarcoating or fluff or Lambos. If you're not already a market stalker going through either the Pro Development Program or one of our Udemy or Skillshare courses, what are you waiting for? Now, if you're new here, if you've just randomly stumbled across my video, I get it. You're probably still trying to find your path and wondering whether it's even possible to make some money out of day trading. But whenever I hear people saying things like that, it's always to do with your own self-limiting beliefs. Clearly, there are those of us out there who do make money out of trading. And clearly, loads of us do it because trading is the only job where you can have crazy windfalls and access to more resources than you've ever imagined. But there's always a but. You have to be skilled enough and you have to have great knowledge, not just about the markets and observations of the events that happen, but also about yourself and your own behavior. And while the techniques and methodologies that you use definitely play quite a big role in building your confidence, once you trade it for a while, regardless of what concepts you've learned to trade with, your toughest obstacle on this journey is going to be your mind. Humans have this amazing ability to over-dramatize events that are happening to them, to allow one single mistake to ruin all of your future actions for that day, that week, and even that whole month. What you need to understand is that most of the thoughts that pop into our heads during these challenging moments, they're actually very warped thoughts. They're misconceptions about who you are and what you're capable of. So by learning to recognize some of the triggers that lead to these unwanted future actions and very undesirable consequences, you will begin to use behavior modification tricks. And that's what I'm going to do for you today. So let's first identify exactly what happens on the day when things go to crap for you. Well, usually in this line of work, the trigger is always a lost trade or a trade that goes into quite a big drawdown pretty much immediately. This event then leads to a thought such as, oh no, I must get the money back, or oh no, I'm going to miss out on the next move. Which then leads to another action, entering yet another trade with no due diligence process of any kind or any sort of self-censorship. And in 99% of those cases, what happens? That next trade ends up in yet another loss. Have you ever been there? You have? That's okay, because this is actually a pretty normal part of this process. You have to start to understand yourself and your triggers so that you can stop the whole process before the next mini phase of this cycle starts. So here's what I want you to do. The very first step to break this cycle will be the most difficult step, okay? So are you ready? But before that, if you're liking this video, click on the like and consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. You may even want to click on the notification bell so that you don't miss another video whenever I upload. I don't upload super regularly, but I kind of go for quality over quantity. I don't just want to keep putting out videos that have no value. So it takes me a little while to kind of think about what I'm going to talk to you about. So if that's something you're interested in, then please subscribe. All right, so what is this big thing that you need to do? Next time you lose a trade, pause. Stop for a second. Try not to go into this frenzy of overthinking, because that is what will ultimately lead you into another action and another negative consequence. So you need to stop. Before you do another trade, I want you to take a breath, maybe do a little walk for about 5 minutes, do some weightlifting, that always helps, lifting some heavy shit. And then I want you to go back to your trade process before you are entering a trade. You must have some kind of a process. You don't just sit there and click a button. And if that's what you're doing, well, you need to stop. So you go back to reanalyze and to reassess the market conditions that you have right now. So you don't want to enter the market immediately after you took a loss, because that means you were wrong. And trust me, when the next setup appears, it will be obvious. Just stay patient. Write everything down on a piece of paper. You need to reorient yourself to see where is the price action. Which level do you have? Do you even have a level? How far or how near is that level? Is that level completely smashed and broken, or do we still have some space? Is there any logical reason for you to still get involved? Now, obviously, for this process, for this part of the process, you really need to have a solid methodology, and you need to be working from a pre-prepared daily plan of action. If you just sit there, put like a couple of words on the chart and have some one-liners, you will get lost in the heat of the moment. And this will keep happening to you even when you reach some sort of profitability, because becoming consistently profitable, it's not a linear process. You don't just go, oh, I suck at trading, and then I wake up and magically I am profitable forever. It doesn't work that way. Because you can kind of be profitable overall, but you'll still have a lot of days where you're just not doing that well. So still a lot of red days. And that's okay too. As long as you're tracking your progress or lack thereof, and as long as you're quantifying your mistakes, both technical and psychological. But the very first step to this process will be to understand that your trigger leads to a thought, and your thought leads to an action, and that action ends up in an unwanted consequence. So by learning how to control this, while also learning how to properly trade, like we teach you in the Market Stalkers methodology, then you will start seeing improved results in your own trading. Now, there are lots of little and big errors that traders usually make, but one pretty big one is to fund yourself before you're ready, to basically just chuck some money from your savings and to think that that is a good thing to do. So if you want to find out how you can start trading without risking your own cash, you need to watch this video here.